Hello, everybody. Let me get myself big here. Hi there. Welcome, welcome. This is going to be a special day, I think, other than it's special just because. All right, I am on there. Got that. All right, let's do the stuff. Welcome to Gardening Plus with Joy and Healy. Healy will be on hiatus for a little while. She will join us when she can. We are two coast to coast gardeners sharing our beyond the basics experiences, intermediate knowledge, and advanced antics. Watch the bottom of the screen for important information and feel free to exchange ideas, tips, tricks with each other in the chat. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Hi, I am Joy. I am in New York State, Zone 6B. I utilize all manners of gardening styles, in-ground, raised beds, containers, and hopefully I can add a greenhouse to that in the near future. I also have a flock of currently, did I count 11? I think it's 11 hens. Oh, now I'm rethinking that. I thought it was 11 hens, but maybe it's 9. 9 hens. I'm going to say 9 hens and 2 roosters, so that's 11 altogether. Yeah, let's go with that. So I've been getting the eggs recently, so that's been exciting and also starting to get overwhelming. So it's time to hand out some boxes. Current weather is very windy. Yesterday, I got woken up in the middle of the night with how windy it was. That's all I'm going to say about that because you know what happens with winds. The school even sent a pre-warning that there might be a delay in school or something, but luckily that all panned out. It's still a half a day today because of other school stuff, but that's all taken care of. It's all good. Yeah, but we had a little false spring I think it was just a couple of days ago. We didn't get the false spring like in early or mid-February like we sometimes do, but we got it in early March. But now we're back to regular old winter into spring mode. You know, we might touch 50s in the 8 a.m. and then, or in the noontime, and then back to the freezing at night. So I have been doing a little hardening, but it's not really hardening so much as just exposure, I guess, because I just put out, some cold hardy things like my onions, leeks. What else do I have? Parsley. I don't know. Those things. I just put them out for a little while if it's warm enough, like in the 40s, and then bring them back in. But I'm not doing the whole hardening process just yet. It's a little too, the weather's just too up and down for that. In general, though, we have a very nice, long season. Oh, not long season, a middle season, I guess, for Zone 6. And yeah, I can grow a lot of stuff here. All right, let's see who's in the chat. It's a little bit livelier since my special guest has brought over some of her friends. Thank you so much to everybody. We have Ecology Today, which is better known as J-Bot. And then we have Dave Knight, 1154. Thank you for being here. He is, let's see, Jay is in, it's in Ontario, but it's, what was it? He said it somewhere, like south. So it's almost Detroit or almost Michigan. And then I know other people will show through as we go on with the show. All right, today's live stream is going to be a little bit different than our typical, obviously Healy's not here, but we're also not going to do a main topic today because we have our special guest. So this is going to be a interview style. This is the first I'm going to be doing this. So this is kind of scary for me because I don't exactly, I've never done this before, so I don't exactly know. I know it's just back and forth, but there's still some expectations to be had. And then at the end, I will go and update you on some of the garden shenanigans also that I've been doing. A little clip of my daughter helping out. That'll be cute. But yeah, I think that's enough before the main event. I thought, let's see. Yeah, I think so. All right, let's get back to here. All right, without further ado, no, wait, I got to do the intro. So in January, when we restarted up this live stream, um, I I was doing word of the day or word of the month, something like that. And the word for January was resiliency, which just came to me. I wasn't like I knew I had to come up with a word, but yeah, that was the word that came to me, resiliency. And it felt so like over encompassing of everything we gardeners go through all the time. And we all know what that means. But by, I started to feel like I knew a few people currently that were going through, some things in the garden sphere, and that resiliency was that word was in effect. So I was like, maybe I can, do a show where I can feature people and how they are being resilient. I haven't prepared this very well. So anyway, I have a few people. I'm trying to line up a few more people. So I'll drop these every few months down the line. And our first guest today will be Robin at Robin's Garden.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. I am so glad to be back here. It's been a minute.
Yes. Although you've been busy, but let's get to that later. I know you'll share all that good stuff with us. So for anybody who's just coming in or doesn't know or haven't found your channel yet, please give us a little synopsis on what you're about. Tell us who you are.
Okay. Well, I am northwest of Chicago in the burbs, and I garden in my backyard. I have just shy of a half an acre, and it's mostly backyard because I have a cul-de-sac. I have stone beds that I had put in that have an edge to them so that I can sit on the edge and garden. And I did that specifically so that I could grow old gracefully with my garden. And then I had a cinder block bed that I had for years and years and years. And what I did last year was replace those with 29-inch tall Prudy's beds. Again, thinking to the future and aging with the garden gracefully. So, my channel is mostly vlog style. Sometimes I put out a video that's specific to one topic, but mostly, I'm just letting you know what's going on in the garden.
Awesome. And I enjoy them very much. So thank you for that. And I love that, yeah, like looking ahead to the future and taking care of yourself at that point. I really love the seating area you've set up for yourselves there. Now, let's see. I think it was it during the winter that you tell us you had an injury, basically.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
I sure did. On Christmas Day, I was in Arizona at my brother's, and we were all out for a walk, and my sister-in-law and I were ahead of the pack, and one of her neighbors fell and needed help getting back up. And I tried with another neighbor to get her back up, and I think the other neighbor let go. And so she fell back on her bum, and I went forward and fractured my shoulder really good.
Yeah.
And I pulled, a lot of muscles too, in the whole process. But I mean, I really went down. I had a bloody head and everything as well. But sadly, because it was holiday time, things just didn't work out there. So we drove home, and I got looked at back home here in Chicago. So
Oh my
I had to figure out how to get across country in a car, which we did. Basically, what I did was I went and bought some very large men's clothes and a men's winter coat that I could get into.
Right.
Obviously with Al's help, but that got me home. And then I did a pretty good job. I mean, I didn't have to have surgery, but the bone had moved a little bit and so forth, but it was healing and it continues to heal. I have been in physical therapy, but the doctor said at minimum this is going to be like 4 months. So we're looking at the end of April to see, how much I gain back. And I'd say right now I'm like 60%
Great.
back. I mean, this is huge to just get my arm up.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have much strength, of course. I can't lift more than, let's say, 2-3 pounds with this side, but that's what physical therapy is for.
Right. Oh, I hope that continues to go in the right direction.
It is.
Let's see. So that must have been a big blow. Like, do you typically start stuff around December for yourself, or do you wait a little bit, till January or February?
February is when I get like the onions and the celery, celeriac, the long-term stuff going. And I did. I did it differently than I normally do. I did it in much deeper cells so that I wouldn't have to pot up. And
Right.
Al helped me. We had a nice day and I was able to set up a table in the garage and, get that all going over a couple of days. But now I have some peppers going. And then next will be tomatoes. And that's really all I am going to do inside this year. I'll wait till April 1st when I put up those zipper greenhouses outside and start the rest of the things.
Okay. So, but when you first suffered the injury and you were looking, towards the future, what were you thinking? Like, oh my gosh, the season's over. Like, how did you feel? Like in the very beginning?
Well, I pretty much said I was just, going to do the minimum. I mean, I wasn't not going to have a garden, but it was going to be a lot smaller and so forth because, it was going to fall on Al's shoulders, or so I felt,
Right.
because I wouldn't be able to help. But, now that I've gained mobility, I certainly am going to be able to do the planting and the weeding.
Yeah.
Any of the heavy stuff Al's going to have to do, or I'm going to just have to hire to have, things done. But I'm actually looking forward to it, Joy. I just want to get my fingers in the dirt because I know that it's, that's going to be the best therapy.
Yeah.
Mentally and physically.
That's for sure. Yeah. I agree with you in that. All right. You already answered this question. What are you accomplishing now? Well, you said you did that in February. So it's now March. So you're going to be doing the tomatoes and peppers next, right? Why did you, let's see. You're in, what zone are you in again?
5B.
Oh, okay. I see. So do you start those like end of March?
Well, I did do the peppers and I did them differently because I knew I wasn't, I don't want anything that's too big and too heavy. So my normal trays are like, they're heavy, right? So I chitted them. I put them in plastic bags with paper towel. You've done that a gazillion times. And I chitted my peppers.
Okay.
Which is not something I've done before. And I got to tell you, I'm going to be doing it forever.
Oh, good.
Because in 7 days, I had all, well, here, let me grab them. They're close.
All right, cool. I've never heard the term chitted for those things other than potatoes. So I thought like sprouting, right? It's the same as sprouting.
Yeah. Right. Getting them to pre-germinate. So they all germinated except for the Hungarian Magyar paprika. It did not germinate. But then I have now potted them up, at day 7. And look at this. I don't know if you can see it, but right here, these mocha swirls have already come out of the soil.
Yep.
So I'm just loving it. And I really do think that it is wise to put the vermiculite
Mhm.
on the top of the soil on anything that you're doing inside, because I have not had, and I'm just going to knock on wood real quick, fungus gnats this year
Ah, very nice.
by, suppressing them with the
With the
vermiculite.
Mhm.
Now I'm a cheapskate, so I don't have mats. I never purchased the mats. Number one, it's an expense. Number two, it's okay. It's one more thing. Where am I going to put it when I'm not using it?
Right.
You use it for just long enough to get them out of the ground, right? So what I do with things like this is I put them on top of ramekins, on top of my forced air heating vent.
Mhm.
And that's going to keep this extra warm
Mhm.
and do the job for me at zero cost, right?
Yes.
I like that part. Let me just
Awesome.
stick these back there real quick.
All right. So
Okay.
Jay's telling us that chitting is the right term for what Robin did, but it's not used among gardeners very often. Thank you, Jay.
Okay, pre-germinating.
Lots of terms. Let's see. Oh, so you mentioned Al. What is my question was, is Al picking up the slack? But what is Al contributing to you to help you out here?
Oh my gosh. He had to do everything, Joy, at first. I mean, he really even had to dress me, because even with those big men's clothes that I bought, and I didn't buy too many. I bought a couple of outfits, so we had to keep them clean. But yeah, no, he's picked up the slack completely in the house and done all of the jobs that we typically share.
Mhm.
Thankfully, we're both retired.
Yes.
So, I think
Oh,
it would have
goodness.
been a lot harder if we
Good.
weren't.
Right. And I forgot to ask the neighbor that initially fell. They were okay, right?
The what?
The neighbor that fell that you were helping, they were
The neighbor
fine?
was fine.
Okay.
Interestingly, I mean, I was kind of like in a daze sitting on my rump, knowing my
Yeah.
head was bleeding and my
Oh.
arm hurt like a heck.
Right.
And my brothers and brother-in-law and the rest of the gang caught up walking,
Mhm.
and my two oldest brothers picked her up, 80 and 82.
Oh my goodness.
They shouldn't have. She was a big lady.
Mhm.
But they got her up. They should, she was saying, "Don't call 911. My son's coming and I've got things to do and I'm okay."
Oh, no.
And it's a happy day, so you get caught up in that.
Oh,
She was fine when she got to her feet.
yeah, good. Okay. That's a tough day there. So are there going to be any infrastructure changes? But sounds like it's not going to be too bad for you, but have you thought about infrastructure with the garden? With your limited mobility?
Well, honestly, I was thinking, about just doing a lot less.
Mhm.
But we're going full steam ahead, and yeah, I guess I do have one infrastructure change. I'm going to add one more birdie's bed, and I have raspberries on order.
Awesome. So you're going to put those in the birdies?
I'm going to put raspberries in birdie's bed, and it's going
Really?
to go on the other side of the yard, because
Mhm.
apparently there's something that raspberries and blackberries do negatively to each other
Oh.
if they're too close. So
Oh.
you have to put them far away to prevent that. So my solution is to put it way over there on that side of the yard. I love my fruit, Joy. Fruit's hard. Don't let anybody kid you. I know you know this.
Oh, yeah.
But I love it. It's so fun to have, something to eat fruit-wise the
Right.
whole season.
Yeah. Even if it's just to snack on as you're walking around, not necessarily to have a harvest of. I think it's a lot more like who really wants salad to be like, oh yeah, I grew salad. But when you grow fruit, it's like, yay, I grew fruit.
Because it is not easy,
No.
because everybody wants your fruit, right?
Yeah, right.
Particularly the birds and the bunnies.
I'm lucky that there was wild wineberry, which I assume the birds brought over, but because there's more of it now because the birds are spreading it around. But wineberry is so delicious. I'd never, I'd eat it. I didn't know what it was. I just thought it was a raspberry because that's what it looks like. But I Googled it or whatever, and it's called wineberry. And so now I'm actually like cultivating it instead of it just being wild. I'm pruning it. I'm, making sure I harvest it. It's something. I love it.
Fun.
It's a lot like easier than, the blueberries that I've been like, how much acid does the soil need? Do I need a soil tester? Blah.
Oh, hey,
All that.
blueberries are hard. The ones that are doing the best are actually in a pot. And I use that Coast of Maine acidic soil.
Okay.
And I use the liquid acid now because I think it delivers faster to change the pH. And they are so much happier. And the same thing with the ones in the bed. But I am by no means an expert.
Right.
But I am getting some blueberries. So yeah.
Yeah, I'm still in the handful range, not beyond that yet. But I got some. Yeah, I got some more acidic granules. I'm trying the granules this time, and we'll see how that does us this year. And I did pot up a bunch of them.
Put the granules on now,
right?
So that they have time to release. Yeah, I think it'll be fine.
Let's see. How do you plan to forge ahead? I know we've seen you do winter sowing still. Are you succession sowing? Like, I know you're not doing as much, so you have a lot more space available to you. What do you think?
So I decided to just use last year's plan. Every year I switch things around a little bit, kind of just because it's fun, not necessarily because I need to rotate in my situation. But that was just, pressing the easy button. So I'm using last year's plan and then putting, tomatoes in. I was going to do less tomatoes anyway before the injury even happened. I wanted to get it down to at least 15 from 21 because 21 just made me crazy in the kitchen. Just it was too much.
Right.
And I'm going to have tomato product left over. We're eating it, but not as much as I put up.
Right.
So I tried and I did. I got myself down to 15, but then I have friends and friends that like to send seeds.
Right.
So I am back up to 21 varieties this year.
I was afraid of that.
Well, they only send me seeds if it's something really cool.
Right.
And then, of course, if it's something really cool, you got to do it.
Right. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm hoping You Grow Row, she does a seed giveaway every so often, and I'm hoping to win a certain dwarf seeds that she does. I'm hoping to win some of those. I'm very interested to see how those. But yeah, I've gotten my seeds down too this year. But like you said, there's always seeds coming up.
Well, we'll talk afterwards because I have one dwarf that you're going to want.
Oh, okay. All right. And then this is a big one, I know. How are you staying busy in the garden community aside from your own household?
Oh my gosh, Joy, I have exploded. I used to do Audrey's Real Food Comes Dirty once a month. And after she had her horrible injuries, she just stopped doing her lives regularly. It was too hard. And then I'd be occasionally on somebody's live, but now I'm on South Florida Sunshine pretty regularly on Friday nights and Diva in the Dirt pretty regularly on Saturday nights. And I did one on Stella's channel over in the UK recently. Oh gosh, The Urban Gardener.
Yep.
Yeah. We started a little segment. Shawnee Grows, Katrina from Sow and Tear, and myself called Grow What You Eat. And so we each are alternating turns doing that segment. So that's been real fun. And then on Shawnee Grows, I've been on her channel quite regularly. And we're doing a once a month thing called Roots and Rambles. And actually, there's one coming up on Thursday. So 2 days from now. And that one will be really good. It's the power of color in the garden is the topic. She and I just, we have a rhythm. I have so much fun with her. It's kind of like talking to you, Joy. It's just easy, and that feels good.
Oh, nice. And you also have the Door County Seed Library. How is that going?
Oh, that was my biggest worry, wasn't it? Because I had saved so much seed for them to give away through the seed library system. There's 5 libraries that they utilize up there. There's actually 8 libraries, but 5 of them get seeds stocked. And it's free to the public. And every year I gift them, packets from my garden. As a matter of fact, I have some here. I make up these little packets of seeds. Like this is celery. This is a Mr. Tartar's tomato. That's the big Cushaw squash that I did this year. So I love doing this, and I just didn't think I could do it because I sat there and tried, and it wasn't easy, but you know what? I needed something to do while I healed, and I just figured out that I could do this. I could put the packets together. I could fill it with seeds. I just could probably do like 15 or 20 of them. Then I had to go do something else because that's all I could tolerate.
Sure.
And then it got easier and easier and easier. And it was a blessing, actually. Okay. I packaged 1,634 packs of seeds for them.
Wow, that's amazing.
I know. I got them sent off because, of course, I couldn't deliver them. I love to be up there in Door County going to the seed events and helping people pack and doing all of that. But it just hasn't happened this year. I'm in PT 3 times a week, so right. I can't leave the Chicagoland area to go up there.
Right.
Yeah. And it's so sad because there are so many events going on this winter up there. Oh no, I'm going to miss that one too. Oh no, I'm going to miss that one too.
Oh, but it'll come back around.
It'll come back around, and there'll be plenty more operations.
Right.
I'm actually going up for Earth Day.
Okay.
Because I figure by Earth Day I'll be done with PT and everything should be settled, and I'm going to work the Master Gardener's booth at the big event up there. So I did it last year, so I'm happy too, because mostly I liked working the seeds and helping people pick what they wanted, and steering them in the right direction after you ask a few questions about what their goals are and their space.
And speaking of education, have you been reading up on stuff?
Yes, I have, Miss Joy. I have been working towards becoming a master gardener, getting my certification. And I'm up to the big horticultural test and studying for that. So it's making me a little bit nuts. And then on the urban gardener, 2 weeks ago, there were 2 master gardeners on there, both talking about how hard the test
Oh
was.
no. Way to inspire
I'm like,
confidence.
"Okay, that helps the confidence. Yay."
Right. Oh. Well, I'm
No,
sure
but
it'll just come to you when you need it because it's
some of
already
it's
there.
yeah, some of it's, easy. Some of it is not, like the
Mhm.
botany of the plants. It's
Right.
not
Yeah,
easy.
the technical stuff. Goodness. Well, that's all the questions for me, but I know the audience has some. Here's Shawnee Grows. Did you talk about watering? How are you going to be handling irrigation for your garden?
Oh, you know what? Good question. Al and I have talked about it because it is 150 feet of hose that, I have to drag, and that, takes some effort to get that out to the back end of the garden. And I've been looking at those lightweight hoses.
Mhm.
They're not as substantial as my hose, but if that's what I need to do, that's what I'm going to do, is get one of those lightweight kind of fabricy hoses.
Yeah. All right. And do you use weed, not weed, like netting or fabric to protect your soil from what was it they were talking about? Either I guess too much sun or
I have, like an agra mesh type stuff over top of my brassica bed.
Mhm.
Otherwise, I would never have a brassica because I have cabbage whites so bad here.
Definitely.
Um, and I put a net over my blackberries. Al and I have a PVC cage that we made years ago, and we put that up and then run net over it.
Mhm.
Um, hopefully I'll be able to, do what I normally do, which is assist him to get it up. If not, I know a neighbor will help.
Okay, good.
Um, and then I have another bed that has the blueberries and the honeyberries,
Mhm.
and it has some permanent chicken wire, and the 2 sides have net. But that's much easier to get at. The hard thing is the net for the blackberries. That's a challenge to get up every year.
Right. That's one thing I envy about the British or the UK. Some of their gardens is this whole fruit cage that they set up for themselves. it's so it's so nice. It's like having a greenhouse basically, but it's your fruits and they're contained and they're protected. Ah,
And you can walk right in,
yeah.
right? Yeah. And
uh,
same thing for the brassicas. They have beautiful brassica cages.
mhm.
And, I've looked online and dreamed about buying one. Um, and the best ones do come from the UK that I've ever seen online. But the tariffs and everything now make the cost to get it shipped here just untouchable.
Right. It's not a good year right now. Here's another question from Shawnee. What mulches do you use in raised beds, containers in your garden?
Well, I use just a layer of leaf mold compost in the fall that goes over alfalfa pellets. And then I pack so tightly. I'm a crammer-inner that, mulching isn't quite as important in the raised beds. In the ground, though, they get wood chip mulch.
Very
You
good.
use a variety of things, right, Joy?
Yes, definitely. We live next to the woods, so leaves are not a problem. Although I just collect it because it's easier for somebody else to bag it for me, and I just pick it up, and then half of
Easy's
it,
good.
half of it goes into beds. The other half, I try to make leaf mold every succession. I collect the bottom and then top off every season. And then wood chips, we can easily come by like the wood chip drop, or even just calling um, any of the landscaping companies around here. There's plenty. Um, I still have a pile like that's 3 years old that's already becoming soil that I, you know, get into when I get a chance. It's so full of that nice mycelium. I feel like I shouldn't touch it anymore. I feel bad like disturbing the system, but it's still a mound that I got to flatten out. What else? And then I got my chickens, so plenty of like I get straw pretty much, oat straw. I think it is that. There's this like kind of like an amusement space, like they do weddings and Halloween. It's mostly like a Halloween place, so it's a seasonal place. But they get a bunch of bales, and then at the end of the season, I get a call saying they're available. It's been difficult this season because it's been so wet, and most of them are outside, and the timing on the weekends just hasn't worked out for us to pick it up. So I'm a little bit like, eventually I'm going to get to them, but they're not going to be as the high quality. It doesn't matter what quality they are; they're just going to the chickens. But they are there. That's another something else I use when I get it. Yeah, so I do have an abundance of uh, of mulches, you could say.
Well, you put that, if I'm remembering from your videos, you put that chicken bedding and stuff into your compost
Right.
system
Mm-hmm.
and
And then
let it break down before then it goes to your, yeah,
definitely,
okay.
yes, it's definitely hot, as they say. Question from Ecology Today: what adaptations do you anticipate for this gardening season?
Okay, adaptations. Well, I've thought about this a lot. The hose was a big one, because that's got to go out there every day. And I have all of my main things that I use in the garden in a flexible flyer red wagon
Mm-hmm.
with sides. And so uh, that's just going to continue, I think. I imagine that there's just some tools and things that I'm not going to be able to do. I try. We were at the big box store, and I'm looking at a bag of soil, 40 pounds, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going for it, and I was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh my god." You start to feel a little bit better, and you don't realize
Oh my goodness, yes.
that you can't do it. Oh,
Are you
so
mainly right-handed? Are you right-handed?
I'm right-handed, and it
Okay.
is my right arm.
So do you
So
feel now more strong as a left-handed person? Can you
oh,
do more?
yes. I mean, and this one was injured too.
Mhm.
The
The
muscles
muscles,
and tendons, the rotator cuff was
right.
was injured. So anyway, but this one's had to, do everything, and it's amazing what you can like eating at
Mhm.
first. I mean, like it was going down the run, but then I got really good at eating with my left
Yeah,
hand. Oh.
that's good. Yeah, I don't know what it was, but as a kid, I think I heard a story about, how kids are shamed. If they were left-handed, they would be shamed to be right-handed because everybody's right-handed, so you can't be different. So at some point in my brain, I started doing, little things, but I can like cut with my left hand, and I'm not writing with my left hand, but I could make letters that you could possibly recognize. But I love the idea of being ambidextrous, especially in the garden when you get tired with using the main hand. So it's nice to be able to use the other hand. But I haven't like moved into like buying like left-handed scissors or left-handed tools, because scissors is still like so tricky. Why can't we do it with our left? I don't get it. Like, what is the mechanics of it that it doesn't work with the other fingers?
So Al was born in that generation where,
Mhm.
they switched, everybody, and he
Mhm.
he was left dominant, as was his twin brother, and so they switched him to be right. but he's very ambidextrous
Right.
because of that.
Yeah. Awesome. No, it's good to have it all.
Yeah.
Next thing we'll be using our feet. God forbid. All right. I think we've gotten through all my questions. And does the chat have any more? I think the chat, thank you, chat, for your questions. Really appreciate it. It's not often that I get contributions. All right, here we go for you. Do you have any words of wisdom for anybody who goes through a setback, gardening wise, but in life in general? What words of wisdom do you have to share with us?
Um, Probably just try to stay positive. Do anything that's going to keep your mind positive, because the heal doesn't happen quick. It takes time. Um, and I think the hardest part is keeping your brain positive to help you be positive about, okay, I've gained this little bit, I'll gain more. It's just going to take time.
Right.
So try to be positive.
Okay, very good. Yeah, especially the older we get. I remember bouncing back easily when I was younger, and now it definitely takes at least 2 weeks to feel better if I have a slight something that happens to me. So it only goes longer from there. Sorry to say.
It's,
Okay.
it's true.
One other question from Jay. Did you prepare a similar number of seed packages this this year as usual? Do you
Actually, it
understand
was
that?
more. I was somewhere like 747 or 940 or 950 last year. So 1,634 was quite a jump.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the seed saving, it's fun. It's kind of my passion. I joke that it's my love language. Um, I think it's just really important that we know how to save seed from our land just in case.
Right.
That has to be something that we need in the future. Plus, let's face it, when you save those seeds, they adapt, acclimatize to your microclimates or temperatures and so forth, and they just get stronger and stronger. If someone wants to learn how to seed save, it's so much easier now because you've got Google.
Mm-hmm.
You know that it's got that, like, your flower head's got to get nice and dry before you save the seed. But then you take that dried flower head off and you put it on a piece of white paper and you're like, cool, but which are the seeds? Because
Mm-hmm.
all of those little parts look like they could be the seed. But you can go to Google image and say, show me a picture of a bachelor button seed. And oh, so it's that little part right there that's got the little brush at the top. That's the seed, not this that looks like it could be the seed.
Right. Well, speaking of that, actually, so you must be letting the garden, some of it kind of just go, and then things will reseed, right? And then, like, since you won't have as much seeds to collect from the going into next year, are you going to be counting on whatever comes up wildly, I guess, volunteers this season? Do you
No,
think?
the garden's been cleaned out
Oh, okay.
and prepped. So, there will be some volunteers, but not many. But yeah, I mean, I'll be planting again, looking toward saving seed for the seed library. That's always the hardest part because you have to wait until that seed is ready and ripe and dry. And that doesn't always coincide with what you want a succession plant where that comes
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
And you're at a point where I just want to rip it out. No, 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 you're saving the seed.
Yeah.
You have this little internal fight going on in your head.
Right. All right, we have more questions from Shawnee. What new methods of preserving or new recipes do you have in mind this season?
New methods of preserving. Good one, Shawnee. I got a pressure canner. So I've always been a water bath canner. So I'm going to be experimenting with my pressure canner. That's my new method. And if I get brave enough, fermenting, because I keep saying for like the last 8 or 9 years that I'm going to try that. And I don't know. I just have this scared part of my brain that says I'm going to screw it up.
Sure. I'm sure you won't, but I understand.
Do you ferment things, Joy?
I've done it. I've definitely gotten at least one jar that had green mold on it instead of the white good stuff. But I'm sure you're more meticulous with your keeping your jars clean and all, so I don't think you'll have a problem.
I don't know. It is a process though. Even water bath canning is quite a process.
Sure. Let's see. From Jay, we have, what sources of information did you use to build your garden beds for becoming an aging gardener? Did you have?
What sources? Actually, Jay, I didn't have a source at all. I had designed my patio about 10 years before, and I had a specific type of stone that was used with a soldier course of green running through it. So I knew that I wanted to repeat that, because that patio is also repeated in the front beds that have an edge on them as well. So that was like the base. And then I do have an art background. So, drawing things and sketching is something that comes easy to me. And I went to our stone guy, who luckily is like half a mile away. And I said, this is what I'd like to do. Can you do it for me? And he's like, yeah, but that's a lot of cuts, Robin. My guys are going to be there for a week. And I'm like, I know, but I want it to be pretty. Functional and pretty. So I'll pay for the cuts and the guys. He's like, okay, if that's what you want, we'll do it. And then he built it for me. And I must have done a good job, because he has brought a lot of people over to see this that are interested in putting something in their backyard. So
there you go.
I figured I did good.
Speaking of your art, do you feel like you're a good landscape artist also, or what art? No, would you be a good landscape artist, or do you feel like your art is in a different direction?
Joy, I don't know that I would be such a good landscape artist, because, I know like the rules of composition. An odd number of whatever is going to look neater in a composition than, one symmetrical, whatever. It's more pleasing to the eye. I know all those rules. But I get into the garden center and I'm like,
everything.
That'd be cool. I want to try one of those. And where are you going to put it? And you stick it in somewhere because you want it. That's the reality. So somehow it all comes together. But no, I'm not like an orderly landscaper person, and I don't know that I'd be good at that for somebody. I can put a pretty container together for somebody.
Oh, there you go. It starts there. It's small. Start small.
Right. And that kind of thing, so that, they've got, and I've done some small things. I redesigned and helped a friend do the front of her house to sell her house. And then when she moved into her new place, I designed it for her to be easy. So I've done some small stuff, and I've done a couple things for other friends as well.
Sounds like you're already there.
I could, but I don't think I would really be good at it.
Okay.
On a small scale, maybe.
Mhm. All right. That sounds well. You could at least, what is it? If you can't do it, you teach, right? You can pass on your knowledge. Well, all right. Thank you again so much for coming on. It has been a pleasure, as always. And I look forward to what you come up with coming up in the season. Uh oh, you're frozen. Is it just you or is it both of us? Are you coming back? Well, let's see if she comes back. I'm going to drop her for a second. Where'd she go? Nope, she dropped out. Might be the internet. But that's all right. Thank you again, Robin. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for contributing. I really appreciate it. It moved us up to closer to the hour, which I didn't think I was going to get to. And now I will just give you a little bit of a rundown of what you should be sewing if you are in, 6, 7, maybe 5 even. I already did this last show, but it's the same thing. Oh, I think she's back. Yes. Yay, she's back.
Hi. Sorry, it looks like we lost a connection.
Yes, thankfully. It's just you were able to come back. All right. So I was going to go through what to sew in, this month. I know you already said, but can you give us a little more maybe like varieties? Give me something. What are you sewing next?
Next will be my tomatoes, and I'm sewing, oh gosh, I'm sewing 21 varieties, and I don't know that I have them. Do I have them? Oh, yes. I am sewing one from Viva called the Nona, and she's sending me another mystery one. I got some black crim seeds.
Oh, yes.
I know. I've never tried black crim. Have you done black
One
crim?
of my favorites. It's on my always to plant.
Okay, cool. Cherokee Carbon, I did that last year. It's fab.
Yeah, that's on my next year's rotation.
Yeah, well, Carbon's a good tomato. Cherokee Purple, of course, is our favorite, but Cherokee Purple is, as far as I'm concerned, a diva, a rather hard tomato to grow.
Okay.
So these two together, you got all the taste and you got all the hardiness. There's nothing bad I can say about it. Dr. White Cheese Yellow. That is, in our number 1 or number 2 spot every year for flavor.
I agree.
Plus, they're about a pound a piece. I've had one over 2 pounds even. The Heinz tomato. Danny sent me these from England. I made ketchup and barbecue sauce and seafood sauce out of it. Crazy good. Right. Definitely worth growing. Mr. Tartar's German, I'm going to do again. Those are those big red ones. Al really loves those. This is the one that you need in your garden, the Purple Heart Dwarf. Okay. It's part of the Dwarf Tomato Project. It doesn't grow taller than about 4 feet. It's called a dwarf, but it still gets big enough, but not, like some indeterminates get super, super huge. Yeah. Santiam Sunrise, Steve Digwell Greenfingers sent this to me a few years ago now, and it was to rival Sun Gold. And honestly, I like it better than Sun Gold because this does not split. And it doesn't have a particularly tough skin, but it doesn't split.
What's it called again?
Santiam Sunrise. Santiam. Black Beauty. Allie sent me those from up in Canada. And then she also sent me the Blue Beauty, the Night Armor, and the Warkowski. Warkowski Dwarf. I've heard a few other channels that have done that one too.
Okay.
So that one's quite interesting. This one, I picked, we all get sucked in at the racks, right? You go and you look and
Yeah.
this was my get sucked in. I just don't normally get sucked in for tomatoes. And I did them last year. And it's got one called pink champagne, one called chocolate cherry, and one called mango apricot. They're all delightful, but chocolate cherry was at the very top of our tier last year because we figured it out. We had tons of tomatoes sitting all over this house. It was 21 varieties to choose from at any moment, right? What went first? Those chocolate cherries. We just, couldn't keep them in the house. We would eat them up first. So we're like, well, if you're eating them first, it means you really like them.
Right.
The Principe Borghese.
Oh, I hear a lot about that one.
That is an Italian heirloom tomato that is great for sun drying. In my case, I dehydrate them. So what I did was I dehydrated them and then I stuck them in the freezer and throw them into things.
Yeah.
Wow. Flavor bomb. Highly recommend them. Okay. Now this one's going to play a big role on my channel this year, hopefully. It's called the Talvez. It was recommended by Jacques in the Garden.
Okay.
And I sent some to Diva and Maureen and to Shawnee. And so they're playing along.
All right.
Purple. Okay. We already talked about that. And actually all three of these. I'm doing Cherry Falls. That's going to go in my green stock. Tiny Tim, that's also going to go in my green stock. And Little Bing, that's also going to go in the green stock. I didn't play the green stock game real well for my first run last year. Don't get me wrong, I had success, but I didn't have the kind of success that I think I could have. And it's because I did not fertilize it enough. I did not realize how fast the nutrient load runs through, that tower. So.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Cool. Those I wrote down some of those. They'll be in my 2027 rotation.
Okay.
But Shawnee had posted a few of her 5A recommendations for what you should get started now, which I concur. Let's see. My brassicas are next in line for me to sow indoors and out. I mean, like winter sow and indoor. Do you do the cloches? Did I see you do cloches? Yeah, I've got the mind to do a few of those instead of winter sowing, but now direct sowing and using the cloches instead. So that's on my list of to-dos. Particularly for like spinach, because I know spinach we can start early, but I do tend to lose a lot of my spinach seeds, and they just vanish. So I'm hoping this will be the ticket. Let's see. You can also, if Shawnee didn't mention it, there's radishes, peppers, and tomatoes. Obviously, we've already gotten started. If your ground is workable, peas, good time to start your peas. Mustard greens. Your lettuce should always be on rotation. Trust me. Leeks you can still get in, and then your big, like I said, brassicas, your cabbages, your cauliflower, your broccolis, Brussels sprouts. I've yet to get to Brussels sprouts because I did not realize, and my gardener just mentioned it in the last video, that by July you should de-leaf it for the bottom part so that it encourages the sprouts, which is, I guess, the flower heads. Yeah, the flower heads. So that's what I'm going to try. I'm going to get that in and try that and hopefully get Brussels sprouts by the fall. I'd really like to do that.
They're hard. They are hard. I've never gotten a Brussels sprout bigger than the end of my thumb ever. So I gave up because it's such a long season.
You really got to protect them
Spawn.
because all the aphids, all the cabbage moths, everything wants them. Yeah, it's a toughie. Yeah, black grim is definitely a popular. I really like it. All right, that's good. Yay. All right. Once again, thank you so much for joining me today. Hopefully we'll get back together maybe at the end of the season and catch up again.
My pleasure.
Awesome. All right, I will put you down, put you in the back. Talk to you later. Or
You
stick
bet.
around if you want to chat after this. I'll just say well, I'm going to do a couple of things here. Do you want to stay online or do you want to go in the back?
You can finish up, put me backstage, and we'll talk after.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Awesome. Let's see. What do we got? Shawnee says her green stock layout is getting better every year. Good, good. I'm hoping for that too. I have now, every time they have a sale, I'm like, I need more. No, you don't need more. I'm holding out. So I'm trying to, really do well with the green stock I have before getting more. Dave is, let's see, went to the greenhouse, 20 degrees Fahrenheit, out 64 degrees Fahrenheit, in. Ah, that's wonderful. That is so nice. All right, what else we got? Spinach seeds often seem to disappear. Due to germination, high soil temperature, excessive moisture causing rot. Yeah, a lot of it is probably rot because that is excessively moist where I had it. Nice to meet you as well. Thank you. All right, so my child, with all the excessive school, half days and all, my child had to help me do some gardening. So let me play this for you. Where is it? Nope, that's not it. Hold on. I don't know why this is not coming up. Oh, there we go.
Give out a toy to the subscribers. That will cover it up.
How do you do this? Okay, there we go. I don't know how it's not flowing seamlessly from one to the other. And last thing, just to show you some of the things I have outside when it's nice out. There we go. So in the beginning, there's some pepper plants that I overwintered. They have some kind of, is it mealy bugs? I still haven't figured it out. I said it the other time, but I forgot. Some kind of bug is bothering them. So I felt maybe a little burst of crisp air would help them out. So they're eking along. They're trying to flower. So I keep pulling the buds. But the peppers, some of my peppers that made it are still around. And then we've got, these are snapdragons. No, snap peas. These are snap peas. There's a couple of artichokes. I think these are my leeks. And then in the back are my onions. All right. All right. That brings us up to date. And that is that. Let's see. There was a question on the tomatoes, different flavor. Okay. Shawnee's question was, does each one have a different flavor or use? So you're cooking one, fresh eating another one, etc. Definitely, I think. Right? What did Robin answer? They all have good flavor. Smaller, easiest to clean, like the American variety. The slightly Savoy can hold on to dirt more. They're tubers and less early to bolt. Okay. Yeah, I enjoyed the taste testing I did last summer. I wish I could have done more, but the season was not cooperating, nor were the fruits. So I'd like to do that again this year. But like Robin, I only have 14 compared to the 20-ish that I did last year started so far. But it looks like I'm going to be adding to the list here shortly. Hey David, thanks for stopping in. Please watch the replay. There was a good show, I think. It was a spinach question. What was a spinach question? Like, let's see. All right, everybody's saying hello. Great. Well, I am done with the show. We made it through the hour. I got through all the things. Oh, I did not. I'm supposed to be doing what? This? Yes, this is my information. If you want to be a co-host or a guest, so whichever way you want to put it, please get to me at joyofgardening13@gmail.com. Also, you can always message me on any of my videos. Please watch some playlists in the background if you have time. I'm working up to 1,000. Let's see. What do we have up to? But it was 998 earlier, but I need more than 2 because at least a couple of those accounts are, my account, and my other accounts and stuff. So I don't count that. So we'll see in a week how we do with getting over 1,000. That's always a milestone, right? And this is my co-host, HealyMeans. Please give her a visit. She posts. She's not posting as regularly, but she's still posting. Check out her community posts. She likes to give us her dailies on her health activities. And right now she's visiting family. So all the blessings to her. And like I said, if you ever want to be a guest, and I'm gonna hit you up, Jay. You better be ready. $9.99. David, not David Corey. David, where are we? Where are you, Dark Knight? Dave Knight, there you are. Did you subscribe? If you did, thank you. If not, no worries. Check out Robin on Shawnee Grows Roots and Rambles on Thursday nights. There you go. And also all the chats that Robin does, she said she does. Let me find it. Is it still here? I'm sure it is. Come on, I'm going to find it. There wasn't that many chats. There it is. Nope, that's not it. Here we go. There's that Diva in the Dirt. Thank you, Shawnee, for these. At South Florida Sunshine Tropicals. And at the Urban Gardener. And he has a lot of shows, so catch those. All right. Thank you, everybody. Get to the bottom here. Jay, coughing and ill. Not guessing for a bit. Wow. You are going to be missed by a lot. You are busy moderator. Oh, I'm sure you probably could still moderate. You're just not in front of the camera. Well, speedy recovery to you, my dear. And with that, thank you all again. I am your host, Joy. Talk to you all again soon. So well, harvest more. Bye.